Welcome to Self-Care for Educators. We're excited that you're joining us for this deep dive into how we can better our self-care in order to better care for our students. This video will provide you with an overview of both course logistics and course content. Take a moment to review the outcomes for this course and consider what questions you might have. Hopefully they will be answered as we provide an overview of the course content and course logistics, but if not, we will provide a place for you to ask any lingering questions. We're going to begin with a brief overview of the course. Have you noticed that when you're on a plane, the flight attendant demonstrates how to use the oxygen mask? They always say to put your own oxygen mask on first before helping someone else. That is exactly how self-care works. We need to invest in our well-being before we can help others. There is no question that teaching is a challenging profession, and it's doubly so when you're living in uncertain times. So it is more vital than ever that you take care of you.
Our first week is going to focus on the brain. We're going to look at how neuroscience supports the need for self-care and how you can train your brain to establish healthier habits of thinking.
In week 2, we'll focus on the physical and ask, what are some ways you might manage your physical habits to maximize self-care? How does play impact your physical and emotional states? What resources are available to support your physical self-care?
In week 3, we're going to focus on our emotions. Why should we be aware of and regulate our emotions? And how does reframing our story impact our emotional state? And then we're going to talk about strategies you can use to build your emotional resilience as an educator.
In week 4, we'll focus on the relational and ask, how does awareness of and relationships with others impact our self-care? And what are some ways we build connections in a virtual environment?
In week 5, we're going to bring it all together and focus on the impact on students. How can you become a role model for self-care for your students? And how will you continue to build these self-care habits throughout the year?
Now let's talk a little bit about the course logistics. What will this course look like?
We will have 5 synchronous sessions of learning using Blackboard Collaborate Ultra. During these synchronous sessions, you'll engage with expert guest speakers and collaborate and reflect with colleagues. The synchronous sessions are 2 hours long.
In addition to our synchronous sessions, you will also complete asynchronous assignments each week that lay the groundwork for our synchronous time together. Each week, the assignments will be set up in 4 modules of varying lengths. You can work through each module at your own pace, so long as you complete all 4 by that week's synchronous session. We recommend you complete the modules in the suggested sequence. All asynchronous assignments will be available through Google Classroom.
The asynchronous modules will be assigned through Google Classroom. You can find them by going to the Classwork tab at the top of our Self-Care for Educators Google Classroom.
In the Classwork tab, you can see and access all synchronous assignments and additional class materials. You'll notice that each week's assignments are numbered. This is the recommended sequence for completing each assignment. 2. Deadlines for the asynchronous assignments are clearly noted. Thank you for joining us on this self-care journey. We look forward to meeting you at our first session and working with you throughout this course.